Okay, boys and girls, today what we are going to do is we are going to take all of that data that we collected in our journals, and we're going to open that document, the Excel document that we saved to our user folder, and we're going to start to enter in our information. So do me a favor and go ahead and open up that document. And there's two ways to do it. You can go to your user folder, or you can go to the actual program and then find it there. So I have my data collection open. There's nothing in there right now because I haven't worked on it. But let's go ahead and get started. So what you're going to want to do is in A1, and this cell is called A1 because you're in column A, row 1, so it's called A1. We are going to go ahead and type in what is going in that whole column of A. So I did, what is your favorite kind of pizza? So I'm going to put types of pizza. And no one else should be doing that because no one else should do the pizza question. And then I'm going to go to A2. And the first one that I had on my survey, okay, was cheese. So I'm going to, and you should have your journal in front of you so that you can type this out as it goes. So my first one's cheese. I am not going to put the A because that doesn't really make sense. That was just to help us when we were asking them. My next one was pepperoni, hamburger, and then supreme. So you should be doing the same thing. So what were you asking about and what were your choices? So you're going to type that. Then in B1, this is where you're going to put your student or your classmate responses. So number of students. So how many of my students that I questioned chose cheese? Well, I can look over here and I know 5, 10. So I'm going to put in the number 10. Pepperoni, it was only 5. Hamburger, it was 6 because I have a group of 5 and then plus 1 is 6. And supreme was 3. And that is what you're going to do, is you're going to go ahead and put in your information. When you're done with that, we're going to talk about some formatting issues as the way that it's organized. So looking at my table, you can see that it says types of P and then it says number of students. So that whole thing isn't there. And so you can make the whole entire A1 appear by, you're going to take your mouse, and you see how right now it's greenish. Well, if I go over in between A and B, you're going to see a double-sided arrow. And what you're going to do is you're going to click down and you're going to drag and pull until you see everything that you want. So now I see everything that I want. And then in B1, the same thing happened. We're in C. So I'm going to go between my columns A and B, and I'm going to drag over. And I can actually drag a little bit more. Okay. The next thing that I want to do is I want my titles of my categories bolded. So what you do is you're going to click down in A1 and you're going to drag to B1. Then from here, I can see that I have some font choices, but do you see that B? That B stands for bold. I'm going to make it bold, and then I'm going to center it. And I can center it by looking over here at my alignment options. So I want it centered up and down, but I also want it centered from side to side. Alright. Now I'm going to add some table lines. And how I do that is I'm going to click in A1 and I'm going to drag all the way down to B5. So now my whole table is highlighted. And then in your font category, and this has nothing to do with font, but it's in there, you're going to see a square that's divided into 4 parts. If you want to press that down arrow, I want you to select the one that says all borders. And then you're going to see a pretty good looking table. Now before you close out of anything, boys and girls, be sure that you always press save when you're working on any documents. And save is this weird looking square, which you may not know what it is, but a long time ago we had to save things on a disk. And that's what our disks used to look like. We had to put them in our computer and then you would save it to that. But now we just save it digitally to your user folder, but it has the same icon. And if you hover over it, it says save. So you can go ahead and click save. And sometimes, just to be safe, I save twice. Then you're good to X out, and we can come back and we can continue working on it next time. So you're going to press that X to close out, and then we're done. Okay, so next time we're going to start looking at graphs.